Halo 5 Guardians. Microsoft bookended their show with Halo and Gears of War, their big first-party franchises. Halo 5 Guardians on the show right now. From 343 Industries joining me, Chris and Kevin. Guys, big show for you.
Yeah, we're really excited to be here to show off what is the most ambitious Halo game we've ever made. So it's a really big show for us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Halo games have really been short on ambition in the past, so that's not saying a lot.
We always like to push the boundaries, for sure, yeah.
Seriously, and you guys showed off that campaign during the press conference, of course, showed off the 4 different perspectives, different characters, and then Warzone, I believe, on display as well.
That's right. Warzone's our big new multiplayer mode. It's 12 on 12 with everything in the Halo sandbox in one place.
Everything in the Halo sandbox in one place. That is a lot of things. Let's start by talking about Warzone a little bit because I'm a huge Halo multiplayer fan. I love the way that sort of movement is as powerful as the weapons. But let's give the overview of Warzone. Everything is a lot of things. What do you got?
We have AI bosses, which are sort of upgraded AI characters from the campaign that have really unique personalities, and the players can team up to go after those.
Okay, so that's like a cooperative endeavor.
That's right, yeah. When you're spawning, you can go after enemy players, after bases, or after bosses.
Wait, that's all in the mix?
Yeah. And we also have every weapon and every vehicle that's offered in Halo 5 all in one place, so it's really fantastic.
This sounds like it's got to be kind of a big place.
Oh, absolutely. We're dealing with maps that are 4 times larger than the ones we've previously had in Halo.
Than like the typical multiplayer map?
That's right, yeah. So if you think of Valhalla, think of 4 of them together.
4 of them together, just man cannons all over the place.
Yeah.
Did you build the deluxe man, like end-to-end man cannon?
We don't have an end-to-end man cannon, but we have a ton of man cannons on the map to help with player movement, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you build the scale up that much, it just kind of, I imagine it multiplies exponentially the kind of flow decisions you have to make, the kind of like enemy deployment, weapon placement kind of stuff you got to deal with.
Absolutely. We also have to think a lot about vehicle paths. And one of our biggest surprises was when we scaled up the maps this month, we ended up with way more airspace. Yeah. So that really opened up all the air combat where we were featuring the Banshee and our new vehicle, the Phaeton.
The Phaeton?
That's right.
That's nice. Was that we got a glimpse of that in a trailer?
We did. Exactly. It's a Forerunner Promethean VTOL. It's sort of like a hovering vehicle that just rains death on players.
Sounds like it might be kind of fun to fly. I think I could get behind that.
Yeah, you'll get a chance on the show floor today.
Excellent. What we're taking a look at now is the campaign demo you guys showed off at the Microsoft press conference. And, of course, showcasing one of the things that I think that I'm certainly most intrigued about for this campaign is the return of sort of a foursome of specific characters that are sort of voiced and with you a significant amount of the time.
Yeah, it's actually more like an eightsome, if that's a thing. Yeah. We have 2 Spartan squads in the game. The one that we showcased in the media briefing was Fireteam Osiris, which is led by Spartan Jameson Locke.
Yes.
And he has with him Spartan Olympia Vale, who is a linguistic expert who came from the Navy. Spartan
Columbia Vale sounds like the most badass code name for something mysterious and awesome, by the way. I don't know.
Olympia Vale.
Olympia,
Olympia Vale.
Right. It's even better. Columbia. Olympia Vale.
We have Holly Tanaka, who survived the glassing of her homeworld, and she came from the Army, so she's this tough Spartan in the squad. And we have our fan favorite Edward Buck, who has been minted a Spartan after playing through ODST. He became a Spartan in the Spartan 4 program.
There he is, taking down a VTOL.
There goes that Phaeton. I think it's one of the most interesting things that you guys at 343 have done with the whole Spartan, the idea of a Spartan that now, you can become a Spartan. You don't have to be bred in a vat. You know, not that they were bred in vats, but you don't have to be like abducted as a kid and then become this weird sort of Master Chief level Spartan. It sort of gives you guys a lot more freedom to play with personality and to play with this dynamic of really the core conflict of Halo 5, this dynamic of sort of the future of the Spartan program and what we want it to be versus what it was, which is something you touched on in Halo 4, but is now back in a big way.
Yeah, you get to really experience that a lot in the game because while we do have the Spartan 4s, which are some of the best from each branch of the military, we have the Spartan 2s in the blue team with Master Chief. So Master Chief has Linda, Fred, and Kelly from the extended fiction that'll be joining him, which is a great, really exciting for our fans who, they weren't sure if Fred, Linda, and Kelly were actually alive or not based on the fiction. but we brought them back, and they're like Chief's surrogate brother and sisters from the Spartan 2 program that were abducted. So you get to see the contrast of the two teams as you play through the game.
I like the contrast of soldiers who grew up independently and then joined the Spartan program, their names, versus these kids that we abducted and made Spartans. Fred, Linda, Olympia Vale, like Holly Tanaka, like just that. I think that the contrast there is certainly something you guys are sort of leaning into a little bit, which is cool.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, so here's a Phaeton in action, yes?
Yep, that is the Phaeton.
Yep.
And so now this is a glimpse at Warzone. Like, make a little sense for me in terms of, well, I guess we're hopping between different stuff.
Yeah.
What's the goal for someone who jump into multiplayer and say, I'm going to go hunting some Prometheans? What's the goal?
Well, each team has the goal of getting to 1,000 points, and then your team's going to win by getting there. So you score points by killing players, capturing and holding bases, and then most importantly, taking down these powerful AI bosses. So just a second ago, you saw a guy going after Baron Strom, who is a legendary boss in Warzone, and he flies a Banshee around, and we get to see these fantastic combat situations where two teams of players are going after him at the same time because he's worth so much.
And they're just trying to get that last shot in, right?
That's right.
Yeah, last
and
shots
then
are key.
we also have an alternate win condition in Warzone where if you capture all the bases, for example, you can see this player's in the armory and the garage is in front of him. If you capture them all, the enemy team's shields will go down and you can take out their core.
Yeah. Okay, so there's kind of a lot going on, and that's definitely, in terms of the objectives of Halo multiplayer historically, they've always been pretty clear, pretty focused in terms of you've either got just kill everything that moves, or you've got achieve this little objective and also kill everything that moves. But now, you guys are really sort of diversifying the battlefield.
That's right. We wanted it to be open to all sorts of Halo players. So if you're a campaign player, if you're an arena multiplayer player, if you love big team battle, if you love taking down AI, we just wanted everyone to have something to do in Warzone and let them play their way.
Yeah, if you ran a bunch of Spartan ops and that was your jam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Here you go. You can take those AI killing skills into the competitive forum.
That's right.
Super key to winning the match. One thing we did want to make sure, though, is that when you're playing through with all of this choice, we spent a lot of time really working on how the objectives show up and are presented to the player, so you have a really clear idea of when a boss is coming into the battlefield and when your team is going to capture these bases. So while you can make a choice to play how you want to play, you always understand what you need to do on the battlefield
where
to
the
help your team
priority
win.
is, like where you can be the most effective.
That's right.
That's always the peril, right? When you're designing something big with so many options, you don't want players to feel lost.
That's
Exactly.
right. And sometimes teams do have to make a decision, though. When it's coming down to the wire, it's like, do we go after that last legendary boss?
Yeah.
Do we hold down these bases, or do we try to go for their core? And the players that play Warzone a lot and are experiencing the depth are really getting to come to these awesome battle situations.
Yeah. It seems like you guys have also probably had to put some serious work into your AI to like sort of make them function in this place that has these objectives and has multiple teams sort of battling it out. Is that true?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we also have Marines. So whenever you capture one of the bases, like the garages or the armory or your home base, you have Marines on your team that are friendly and will support you. So with dozens of AI running, we really had to upgrade our technology and get everything on dedicated servers to deliver this.
Yeah, we use
Does that mean that I'm going to be coming into Warzone and killing Marines?
That's right,
Yes,
for the
it
first
does.
time.
Oh,
Enemy
man.
and Marines, yep.
Oh, that's dark. That's
Hopefully
all right.
one's on the enemy team.
Yeah, that's true. An enemy's an enemy. And yeah, you guys are certainly breaking down the idea of what an enemy is, or just expanding it historically from what the enemy has been in Halo. Narratively, I feel like that's kind of a tricky business, because you're taking this guy, Master Chief, he's like on a pedestal for most of the past decade plus, and really just kind of making it, well, hey man, you're not the guy anymore.
Well, so Chief still plays a central part in the story of Halo
Absolutely,
5.
yeah.
We're continuing on this saga of Halo 4, but we are introducing the new Fireteam Osiris, so you do get to play in the campaign as well as Spartan Locke. So there's a lot of great story there. So, Chief is still a really important part of the story.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to have Chief.
Yeah.
Chief is Chief.
That's right.
But we're looking at right now sort of something reminiscent of the beta you guys rolled out earlier this year.
Yeah.
Gave people a look at the new Spartan abilities and kind of how they work in combat.
Yep.
Then, of course, during the campaign demo, we saw those Spartan abilities in play. How's the development and tweaking and balancing been coming on those? Because it's taking Halo combat and adding some significantly different things in there.
Yeah. So one of the best things about the beta is we got a ton of community and fan feedback. And so we took that feedback, and we've been tuning all sorts of things to help improve the experience for when we launch. We've done things like change the way core movement speeds work. We kind of removed the top end of sprint because we felt that was a little too powerful, and then we increased base movement to kind of close that gap, but still providing a good tactical option there. We saw that when people were using our new Smart Link aiming mode, automatic weapons were too powerful in the beta, so we actually tuned that down a little bit to kind of balance out Smart Link versus hip fire and automatic weapons versus precision weapons. So we've been really using a lot of that feedback. So thank everyone very much. Thank you, everyone, for providing that, because it's been really helpful in dialing it in. And of course, we have our pro team at 343, who consists of some of the best Halo pros that have played the game, and they keep giving us feedback day to day to help tune and refine this as we get closer to launch.
All right, what's currently? I know this is going to change for you guys week in, week out. What's your favorite new Spartan ability to use in combat? What are you liking these days?
Oh, I'm going to go with shoulder charge. Yeah, shoulder charge for sure.
The shoulder charge?
Yeah, because you can get, on Warzone, there's some places you can go through, new tunnels you can open up if you bash through them. And also, when you're like running up on an enemy and you kind of coming around a corner and you hit him that hard, it feels amazing. Yeah.
I love the Spartan charge, but I think my favorite is ground pound, where you get to the elevated position, you kind of hang in the air. It's this risk versus reward thing. But as soon as you contact someone, you feel amazing, and everyone in the match talks about it on the headsets and everything in playtest.
The play lab goes crazy. Yeah,
that's like the marquee play, right? Because I remember I tried that move more than a few times in the beta and had some success, and when I did, it felt awesome. But also hung myself out to dry a few times.
You definitely put yourself. If you miss and you hit the ground, you know it takes a little while to recover from it, and people can pelt you quite a bit.
Yeah,
so
they'll take advantage of that for sure.
Yeah. But it's an awesome feeling when you pull off the ground pound.
It absolutely is. Oh man. All right, I'm getting the Halo jitters. This game's coming out later this year. Are you guys planning a beta or anything else? A second round beta before the game comes out?
We don't have a second round of beta, but we're still using all that feedback from the first beta.
Okay.
So there won't be an additional beta before we launch this year.
Give me the launch date, man.
Launch date is October 27th.
October 27th. That's Halo 5 Guardians. Chris, Kevin, thank you guys so much for coming on the show and talking about it. Ooh, that's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big fall this year for Microsoft.